Hey, hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday to my curvies, my beautiful curvies. I love all of my curves and I love my curvies. Thank you so much for popping in to Larger Curves today. And I hope that you're smashing buttons on the way in, smashing the like button, smashing the subscribe button if you haven't already. And I'd really appreciate you sharing this video if you get a chance too, because I am trying to get out there and raise my subscriptions and I'm on my way to 400. I'm so excited. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And like I said, I wanted to today, the title is Bravo turning racism into reality TV? Now, over here at Larger Curves, I talk about everything. And as a melanated goddess myself, I, of course, notice things from a perspective, and all opinions are welcome here. And my opinions are all just my opinions, and most of them are for entertainment purposes. Like, did they just, So I've been feeling that way about Bravo lately. Any old who. So let's see. Is Bravo turning racism into reality TV? I also have posing the question is it was breaking news today, breaking news today, earlier today, it was reported even by Page 6 that the RHONY Reunion, Real Housewives of New York reunion was canceled over Ramona Singer's alleged racist behavior, which as viewers we witnessed, and that's just what they showed us. So imagine what Eboni K. Williams and others have gone through that they haven't shared with us, because they're obviously protecting Ramona, because as it turns out, it was also reported that Eboni K. Williams had gone to HR, human resources. Yes, there's a human resources at Bravo. And we found that out from Karen. Remember last year when Karen went to HR about Candiace is cussing her out and telling her to go to hell? And Karen said she went to HR because she felt threatened that somebody said that to her. I mean, I didn't think that was a valid reason for Karen to go to HR, but as a viewer witnessing the antics of Ramona Karen Singer, I could imagine all the reasons why Eboni K. Williams may have had to go to HR over Ramona Singer's behavior. And I would think Luann's behavior too. I'm not sure why Luann gets all the passes. But I also posed the question, why does Bravo protect the Ramonas, the Luanns, and the Kellys? So Ramona Singer, Luann, Countess used to be De Lesseps, and Kelly Dunt of oh, look, somebody's in the comments. Look, hi, sister. Oh my gosh. Hi, I love you. I love you so much. I love you so much. Yeah, just leave it on this one. Just leave it here I'm only going to be on for like 15 minutes. Will you hang out with me so I have like at least one person? Okay. And then you can tell me how I went too. Like you can give me constructive criticism later. Okay. Okay. So I don't know if you saw the thumbnail, but I have they're cheesy questions, but they're serious too. There have turned out to been multiple investigations into specifically Ramona Singer of the Real Housewives of New York. And the latest investigation was because, oh, you rock. Here, can I share my screen over here? The first melanated housewife of the franchise endured like freaking crazy racism over it. And this is the same franchise that allowed this to happen. Let me see if it'll let me share the screen. Oh, why doesn't it ever let me share anything? Oh, but you know what? They're not stopping nothing because I could just look it up on my phone and share my camera again. But anyway, yeah, I could do that. So, again, where there's a will, there's a way, people. But I need to stay on target too. So I was talking about how Ramona does her thing, and does Bravo, are they basically producing racism for reality TV? Because the passes that they give these ladies is obvious and one-sided. I've been reviewing the latest book, Tell All Books, that is called Not All Diamonds and Rosé by Dave Quinn. And in just the first 100 pages that I recently reviewed, check it out here on Larger Curves on the other videos. And if you're just popping in, smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. I appreciate you being here, my beautiful curvies. Thank you so much for popping into Larger Curves. So if you will look in my past videos, you would be able to see that I already talked about Luann and her blackface and being allowed to excuse it away. But here, I'll go over my notes first, and then I'll show you pictures. So that way, at least I'm on point. Oh, that looks like a lot of words this way. It won't take me long. It won't take me long. So Bravo's race problem protecting the white ladies while dragging the melanated goddesses as they perpetuate Black stereotypes, negative Black stereotypes. Because, I understand that there are all types of stereotypes. They're not all bad. They're not all positive. They're not all anything. However, when you're doing more of one thing for one race that's negative and you're sugarcoating all the other stuff for the other race in a positive way for the same type of behavior that you just said was negative over there, then you're being a freaking hypocrite and you're obviously producing some shit, is my opinion. Anyway, so like how they perpetuate the Black stereotypes for a year after Monique's fight on Real Housewives of Potomac. They didn't really want to go. And they were like, oh, you have to go. It's in your contract. But as my thumbnail says, they protect the Ramonas and the Kellys and the Luanns by not making them go to a reunion 3 months later. So for the Black ladies, they were like, oh, we don't really feel like reliving that stuff again. It's been so long. Do we have to? They were like, yeah, it's in the contract. And then Ramona and Luann get called racist and get told on to HR that they've been acting racist all over the place that we can see already. And it matches the other descriptions of the freaking complaints. And they're still not doing anything about those people. So they are perpetuating negative stereotypes. And as a melanated viewer, I'm offended at that because they could use their powers for good, not evil, so to speak. It's like, it's a slap in the face. And how I'm handling it is by not giving them my viewership for these types of shows. You know what I mean? So, although I would have watched the New York freaking reunion so that I could see Eboni call the Karens on the carpet about their behavior toward. Magnified and simultaneously bled the story that the season failed because of the addition of Eboni K. Williams, the first Black housewife on Real Housewives of New York. And so to do that simultaneously is another just like, no, you didn't. They didn't have her back at all. So they're protecting Ramona from being called a racist by Eboni, who experienced racist behavior. And that it's like, so they're protecting the Ramonas, but who's protecting the Ebonis? Who's protecting the Ninis? You know what I mean? Who's really like looking out for the melanated goddesses, you know? Because even when other people of color on other franchises, like on Dallas, they had one season of their first Asian edition. And this is after the season where the lady got fired because she was like the Mexican. We like a good old hard working Mexican. Remember Deanna said that on freaking Real Housewives of Dallas? And then Brandy went and pulled out the folding gray chair and sat her ass down and was like, you need to answer for your racism. And then the very next season, Brandy's video of her impersonating Asian people by slanting her eyes and changing her voice surfaced. And she didn't show up at the reunion for them to pull a chair out on her. She was like, I think I'm sick. I think I might have been exposed to COVID or something, she said. The lies. Anyway, they just go through a lot to try to protect the efficacy of basically the formula for Birth of a Nation. I mean, what's their formula over there at Bravo? Birth of a Nation? What are they doing? What are they really doing that the Real Housewives of Orange County can let Kelly Dodd run amok, even in the book that I said I was reading about, Not All Diamonds and Rosé? Other housewives commented on the racist tendencies of freaking Kelly Dodd, who I like to call Kelly Dud, and I don't remember her new name. Anyway, so they were like, she talks about Jews, she talks about Black, she talks about ISIS, she talks about, she's just, they don't know. They were literally like, how does she still have a job? Why is she still allowed to be here? Or what the other ladies on the show are even asking over there. So Bravo definitely has a race issue, and I feel like they should address it instead of patronize such a broad portion of viewership, right? I think they could have a real opportunity to, rather than patronize us, engage their audience that's unaware of what's going on in it could still be entertaining without you constantly letting these bitches call Eboni preachy. They could have nipped that shit in the bud. You know what I mean? They could have been like, oh, look, they should have had, what was that on Simon Keeley or Peely or whatever that was? And they had the interpreter. They needed an interpreter for the production, which is obviously white centric, to know whether or not it was okay for these ladies to continuously say these things and act this way. But no, they don't check that. But simultaneously, they check the Black cast. So that lends itself to the issue. Why do they get protection, but the melanated goddesses are ass out, So let's see. Monique whooped Candiace's ass, and they made sure to make that footage available to us, and constantly, over and over and over and over again, they made that footage available to us so that we would stay engaged for the reunion that would take place a year for Leah and her fake ally ass, and Luann and her, you're not the most educated. How dare you say you're an educated Black woman? And Ramona, the help, between them, production asked them, did they want to go through it? And they were like, no, we're pretty over it. We're pretty much over it. We don't want to go through it. It was so long ago. We just want to move on. And they let those ladies have that luxury. Anyway, So let me go on. They've kind of created these Frankenstein monsters, you know, and we're so curious, we watch. So it keeps it perpetuating. And that's why I'm talking about it, because it needs to be talked about. It needs to be at least brought up in this realm so that we can have an opportunity to, you know, take off our rose colored glasses and really look at these ladies who we are making millionaires. We're making these ladies millionaires. And the thoughts they think about, the communities that we're actually part of, matter. So that means our viewership dollars, our views, all of that, the information they download while we're doing it, whatever it is, it all matters immensely. And I've heard it said many times on other vlogs that, oh, Bravo has people that listen to the masses and your voice matters. And so, you know, leave your comments on what you think and let people know what you think about what's going on, because they ultimately listen. And that was for the people that agreed that Eboni K. Williams brought race up too much and was too preachy for the show. And that's not authentic. That's not fair. And I think they need to work the Karens as much as they work the other housewives, period. One other thing about working the housewives, like when Luann came to work on the housewives in blackface, nobody at Bravo said nothing. She didn't say nothing for a minute. And then she finally apologized on Watch What Happens Live. And it was one of those sorries that's like, well, it was an homage to Diana Ross. And I'm sorry if people don't like art, basically was like her attitude of her apology. I don't know her verbatim, but that was her elitist attitude. Like, I could do blackface. Why are you talking to me? I look great, that tan. And then when Kenya Moore, whose hair is obviously mixed with Indian, everybody would know that was the good Indian Remy, like freaking 24-inch or something she's rocking in there. And she freaking went on the show as an Indian for the year before Bolo, or was it the Bolo year? Whenever Kenya was an Indian. Remember Bravo and Kenya issued statements about how they don't condone blah, 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 blah. Of costume. When Kenya, who's obviously of indigenous origin, for all my BIPOCs in the house, Black, indigenous people of color, you know what I'm saying? She's of obvious indigenous origin. And they make her apologize and apologize on her behalf for her wearing something that is more likely to be in her heritage than freaking Luann's blackface, I'll tell you that much. So it's just another example. I mean, I have a list. We can go on and on. Or how they allow Michael's sexual predator Darby to assault Black men continuously on and off film, and how they allowed, and without highlighting it, they always hush it under the rug. It's like, oh, that happened off season, we're not going to talk about it. Well, all the stuff that happens to Jamal happens to him off season, because he's not even in Giselle's life anymore, and y'all still talking about it. So I don't understand. Make it make sense, except for that it makes sense. Or how did it says in the book also that I'm reading, Not All Diamonds in Rose, it's revealed that KKK Croy Bieberman brought a gun. He brought a pow pow to the reunion. He brought a pow pow to the reunion so he could feel protected. Did we hear about that, people? No. Are we hearing about it for the first time in this book? Yes. They could have made that would have been a salacious item to say at any time between now that we're finding out about it in this book and the actual time that it happened. But no, we didn't hear about it because it would have affected what they're trying to portray about a certain group of people. Compare to what they're doing with Chris Samuels over there on the reunion for the Real Housewives of Potomac. They made sure to air his, shenanigans. He got all hyphy at the reunion, and they made sure to play that over and over and over again and ask her about it and ask them about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just Bravo does have issues, and it's our choice to support them or not support them. I think that we should let them know what we're feeling. I think that they have a duty to protect melanated goddesses, Black women specifically, the same way that they protect everybody else. Okay. Did you know, by the way, that the Real Housewives of Dallas, I mentioned it, I believe, was actually canceled after Brandy's Asian remarks got broadcast and that reunion happened, and then there was some more backlash after that on the side of it or something, and so they just decided that instead of have to answer any of those questions, the whole franchise over there is canceled. And that's probably in air quotes for now. Actually, they're probably just waiting for it to die down, the same way they're letting the ladies from New York die down, giving people a chance to air quote forget, because they'll know that we have something else to chew on, because they'll make sure to serve us something else to chew on. And everybody knows melanated people add more flavor. So that's all I can say about that. I don't agree with Bravo using the Birth of a Nation formula. And I think that they should be lucky and respect and honor the melanated viewers that they have, and listen to us and get somebody in the room that looks like us so they can be like, well, I mean, it's supposed to still be reality TV, but if you also tell the people, hey, look, get some other ladies in here so this lady's not on an island in a room surrounded by either fake allies or full-on Karens. It's crazy over there on the Real Housewives of New York, which is where we started, about how it came out today in news that the reunion was canceled because of the complaint that Eboni K. Williams brought against Ramona Singer over there. So I think I covered everything in my notes. She had the black face, Michael's baby hands, the OC ladies saying that Kelly has a problem. One other thing. I'm only going to go to 25 minutes, so this is going to be fast. Why is it that that production over there at Bravo, Evolution, Bravo production, whoever's in charge over there, when they are letting the story of race be brought up in conjunction to Eboni and Garcelle specifically, they always say, oh, the subject of race gets brought up. But when Crystal Minkoff talk about it, or when Tiffany Moon talked about it, or when this new Jennifer girl or the freaking other person talks about it, they get to say what they say. You know what I mean? And they say, oh, it's my culture. It's my culture. Oh, my culture does this. Oh, my culture does that. But when Garcelle and Eboni are forced to talk about their perspective cultures, it's automatically turned into a race card and a race issue. And the word race is used in the same sentence that the word culture is used for the Crystal Minkoff, Tiffany Moon, Jenny Shaw, and this new Jenny Wynn girl. So anyway, I was just noticing all these things as a viewer, and these are just things that make me go, And so Larger Curves wanted to know, and leave a comment down below. I hope this wasn't too heavy for you, but it really, it affects millions and millions of people. There's millions of people that look like me that tune into Bravo shows. And so that means there's millions of like minds thinking a similar thought at any given moment in that perspective. So I just wanted to share a little bit of the prism. Anyway, love you, Curvies. Thanks again for stopping by. See you in the next video. Smash the buttons on the way out. Peace.